purposes of board, clause 8, application for donation of tissue, clause 9, donation of tissue by living person, clause 10, donation of tissue by living minor.
En vertu de la section 59 des Standing Orders, je souhaite avoir un éclaircissement de l'honorable ministre, avec votre permission. Je souhaite faire un commentaire en attirant l'attention du ministre sur la section 11 du bill concernant donation of tissue.
No, we are still on clause 10, honorable member.
Non, excusez-moi, c'est bien la section 10. Donc, donation of tissue by living minor. Madame la Présidente, je suis préoccupé par le fait que toute la procédure prévue pour la donation des organes originatifs ne fait aucune mention du consentement du mineur. On parle des personnes exerçant l'autorité parentale, l'intervention du juge en chambre, mais aucune mention en ce qui concerne le consentement du mineur. Je souhaite aussi attirer l'attention de l'honorable ministre que le bill de 2006 fait expressément mention du fait que le consentement du mineur est quelque chose d'important.
You'll provide clarification?
That's why I have the legal guardian, madam, and the parents as well to sign for the children.
The question is that clauses 7 to 10. No.
Est-ce que monsieur le ministre peut être plus spécifique?
They consent? Minor cannot consent. They need the legal guardian or the parents to consent for them.
Non, je parle du consentement du mineur.
No?
Okay.
Yes.
The point canvassed by my honorable friend is a valid point. When we talk of a minor, he can be up to the age, a minor can be up to the age of 18. So he can decide for himself. And in fact, it's fair that consent is sought from the minor. He can express himself. He has the mental capacity to express himself. There should be no coercive process. I tend to agree with the point canvassed by my friend.
Monsieur, Madame la Présidente, je souhaite aussi attirer l'attention du ministre. Ce n'est pas vrai de dire que l'autorité parentale prime dans tous les cas de figure. Même dans les procédures de divorce, on demande aussi le consentement du mineur en ce qui concerne la garde des enfants. Donc, il faut voir les choses d'une façon dépassionnée. Ce n'est pas une question politique. J'attire l'attention du ministre parce que nous connaissons très bien le risque de trafic d'organes, les pressions financières qui sont exercées sur les parents, et je souhaite la protection du mineur, que le consentement du mineur soit une réalité.
We'll wait for Honorable Utimota, then we'll reply to all the points made, please.
Yes, I fully support the motion made by Honorable Amanu. I think we should not be bogged down in the legal definition of consent and whether a minor who is not below 18 is not legally able to consent. What we want here is provision in the bill that the wish, even not his consent, but at least the wish of the child, the minor, he be consulted and be told and be explained the consequences. Because maybe he doesn't, the parents may not be able to judge the consequences. A child who is a minor under 18 may for himself decide that, I don't want in all état de cause to do it. So I think I support the motion that there should be a language that at least the wish of the minor should be taken into consideration.
Also the issue which maybe the Honourable Minister, I would like to bring to his attention, once again to support what the Honourable Member has just put forward. It is, even as our country, we have ourselves ratified conventions of the United Nations for the protection of the rights of minor children. I mean, there are amongst ourselves ministers who have been to the United Nations and who have helped ratify these conventions. And this is something which is of utmost importance. One should not be dogmatic about this whole process, but realize that minors, children who are until the age of 18 have rights that need to be protected, and it's not for nothing that we have ratified United Nations conventions.
Okay, Minister. Yes,
Madam,
Honorable, please, the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister will intervene first. Your mic, please.
Just follow on what Honorable Mohammed has just said. We should not be dogmatic about it. We need to be pragmatic. What is Honorable Ramanu asking us to do? It is to say that the minor should sign a piece of paper to say, I consent, or express his consent verbally to the board. That's what Honorable Ramanu is saying. But before he comes to the hospital to remove his kidney, he will be interviewed like any other person. What this law is saying is that over and above the fact that the minor goes to hospital, which is his consent, of course, his agreement to that, not only this is required, you also need the parental authority. Not because the minor is legally incapable, because the minor is capable of expressing his consent. How will he express his consent? By telling the doctor, yes, I want to give my kidney to my little sister. But that is not enough. You need, over and above this, the covering approval of the parental authority. So there is no need to spell out in the law, in my very humble opinion, that we need to have the consent of the minor expressed in a formal way.
I think as far as the wish of the, mentioned by the Honourable Member, of the minor is concerned, I'm sure we have the board. As far as the wish is concerned, I'm sure the board will take that into consideration. You know what I mean? But one thing to remember, as far as minors, it's only regenerative tissues that is entitled to give, like bone marrow. You know what I mean? But the wish, if you tell me he's kind of, it's fairly 16, 17, he wants the board, I'm sure would take that into account. But officially, no, but it's going to be the regulation. But legally, it's a parent that has the right to consent. The legal right to consent. But I take your point, I'm sure the board would take that in consideration.
For the purpose of this whole argument, I've just been reading a document which we have to learn from other countries where it's been done, tried and tested. As I've listened to the Honourable Minister, he himself said, we are at something which we're beginning to do something. Now, there are other countries that have done it. They've tried it, they've tested it. Now, there is a document that has been written, and it's entitled Living Organ Donation Consent Challenges. And this is a document which was a paper prepared for the Canadian Council for Donation and Transplantation. And in that particular document that dates to 2006, one of the paragraphs talks about the legal approach of minors giving their consent, which is the one just referred to by the Honourable Deputy Prime Minister, which is totally irrelevant, by the way. This has nothing to do with legal consent, minors, whether they have a right or not to give consent, or is it their parents' responsibility. In this particular aspect, the law also in Canada is that the age of consent starts at 18, but with regards to transplantation, with regards to the donating of organs, minors, for example, in Ontario, are asked their consent, because there is the concept of informed consent. This is what we're talking about. Informed consent. So this, once again, brings us back to the whole very simple issue, which is we have ratified conventions, then conventions say we have to show respect to the rights of a minor. That's something which was simple saying. What we have to be in line with the practice of countries where this has been done in the past, and Canada, everyone knows that they have this entrenched respect for rights of everyone, including minors.
I understand what you have said. I've explained that we, as a board, we have a board there, and this board, you have responsible people. They are going to take the wish of the minors in consideration. But it's not in law, but I'm sure that's going to be discussed at the level of the board to take that into consideration. So we maintain what we have.
Madame la Présidente, je respecte la décision du ministre, mais je souhaite quand même attirer l'attention du ministre. Dans le bill de 2006, à la section 6.2, c'est mentionné expressément. Notwithstanding subsection 1, a donation by the minor or adult or a removal as specified in that section may be effected if, à la sous-section E, no opposition to the removal has been signified by the minor or adult donor qui est incapable. C'est mentionné expressément dans l'acte lui-même. Je pense qu'il y a cette section a sa raison d'être et moi je souhaite tout simplement que le ministre attirer l'attention du ministre qu'on n'est pas en train d'inventer la roue. C'est une section qui existe déjà dans le bill de 2006.
Yeah, I've already explained, Madam, the wish of the child or the minor would be taken on board by the board. So we stick to that.